Welcome back to the channel. So today just wanted to talk about my first impressions of the new turbo. It's obviously installed and has now been tuned just for the 98 pump fuel tune, so I still need to get the E85 tune done, but I will do that in the future once all this craziness is over and ethanol prices have dropped back down, because at the moment pump fuel 98 is about 50 cents a litre cheaper than what it was, and ethanol has gone up 20 cents a litre. So I needed to tune on both anyway because I wanted to have the dual map, so I thought it'd be the best idea to just change over to 98 early, get that tune done first for the new turbo, drive around like that for a while, and then once I can get the 85 at a decent price, I will change back. But yeah, so the 98 tune actually went really well. I didn't film any of the process. I was going to, but I figured I'll do that for the E85. As the 98 tune, I wasn't expecting to make too much power. I was expecting to make a bit less than what I did on the E85 with my stock turbo. Ended up making around the same power roughly. So on this turbo 98 tune, it's ended up with 251 kilowatts at the wheels and 410 newton meters of torque. That is around, I think it was 335 wheel horsepower when I looked it up online to convert from kilowatts to horsepower. So yeah, 335 horsepower at the wheels, or 251 kilowatts. That's pretty good for 98. It's better than some others I've seen with this turbo, so I may have just got lucky, but my tuner did say that this turbo and SST combination, because he's tuned hundreds of these combos of this 712 turbo, it's a pretty common upgrade in Australia, but he said yeah, mine is just all working together perfectly. Yeah, he said sometimes the turbos are a little bit underwhelming, you can kind of get hit and miss with them. So he said that was something to be prepared for, but this one has just is perfect. I'm really happy with it. It does have a little bit more lag, so what I'll do is I'll throw up the dyno sheet that I got. So for reference, the stock turbo, it was at 24 PSI by around 3100 RPM. This one I think was more like 36 or 3700 RPM, so it's got around 500 RPM of lag. But to compare it again, once the stock turbo dropped off at about 5800 RPM and started to lose boost, this one just continues to pull all the way to redline and just holds 24 pounds of boost basically. So yeah, it's really happy with this. The lag is something I'll have to get used to, because yeah, with the stock turbo you're just basically always in boost. This one, there's a little bit of lag, but a really bumpy road I'm on at the moment. It's a little bit of lag, but yeah, it's definitely bearable. If you sort of stay in higher RPMs, it's never going to be noticeable. So yeah, thought I'd just do a bit of a drive, talk about how I'm liking it so far. I haven't really been able to drive it much, but it sounds a bit different. It's a bit louder spool at really low boost as it's just starting to come on. It kind of sounds like a jet sort of starting up. It has this weird sound that my stock turbo never made, which I really like. Normally by then my stock turbo would be in high boost because it didn't have that lag, but yeah, it's really different. I don't think it would pick up on camera, but yeah, I can definitely hear it in person. But yeah, it just pulls so much harder, and it's just, yeah, I'm really happy with it. I'm glad I made the decision to buy the turbo, and yeah, managed to get it fitted and tuned all within one weekend basically. So yeah, I'll keep letting the car warm up a bit, and I'll see if I can do a couple of pulls for you guys, and see if you can hear the difference. So you may have seen at the start of the video I was putting my old turbo in the back seat. Reason for that is I'm actually going for a drive today to AK Racing, and they were going to inspect my old turbo for me to make sure it's okay to sell, because I want to sell it. I've already got someone lined up who wants to buy it, but I just don't really feel like ripping anyone off. So the car has done 164,000 kilometers. Didn't want to sell it if it's faulty or damaged, as it's not going to someone locally. It's going to someone in the Lancer group that I'm in, but not locally to me, so I'd have to send it off, and if they get it and find they think it's faulty and don't want it anymore, it's just easier to not have to deal with shipping it back and forth. So I just asked AK Racing if they'd be willing to inspect it for me, which they were. So yeah, I'm taking it there. They're going to have a look. Really appreciative of that. Those guys are just really great for the Lancer, Rallyart, Evo, anything community in Queensland. Highly recommend them. So yeah, they're really good guys. Sell parts, fit parts, tune, anything you need, they'll look after you. So I just wanted to give them a shout out, because yeah, it's making it a lot easier for me to sell my turbo. I can get someone who's looked at hundreds of them, thousands of them, to just have a look at mine, tell me whether it is in fine condition to go into a Rallyart, because that's what it'll be going into. Okay, so it's coming into this little tunnel now. Let's give it a bit of a pull in here. It pulls a lot harder than it used to, even though this is only on the 98 tune. So yeah, pretty happy with that. I'll see if I can get a couple more on the way home. Alright guys, I'm on my way home now. Decided to go on the motorway so I could do a couple of pulls. and I'm sure you heard in the last one, the massive bang. Managed to pop my upper intercooler piping off, which sucks, so no more pulls until I get home and fix that. So it's not making boost at the moment. But yeah, so went to AK Racing and got the turbo inspected. It's unfortunately not really any good to sell. Bit of shaft play and some cracks in the housing. So yeah, I think I'll just keep it as a garage ornament. It'd suit someone who was looking to get it sent off to be rebuilt and high flowed, but I don't think it's going to really fetch much money. I'd probably rather just keep it as a cool little ornament. Used to have a shelf in my house that was like sort of car photos and some car parts and stuff, so I may even bring that back and just, yeah, sort of have it on display. But yeah, it was great of AK to take a few minutes to just sort of inspect the turbo for me. Really appreciate that. So massive shout out to those guys again. And it's always good to check out all the nice cars they have sitting around at the workshop. I was going to film some of the cars, but I thought, yeah, it's probably not the right thing to do. But yeah, so on the way home now, looks like I am letting my car cool down once I get home and taking the intercooler piping off, or refitting the intercooler piping to get rid of this massive leak that I have just come across when it's popped off. Kind of happens to be fairly often whenever I'm playing around with it, taking on and off. It always takes me a few goes to get it sitting in the right spot where it won't continually pop off on high boost. And I'm pretty lucky that it didn't happen when I was tuning the other night. So yeah, I will end the video here while I limp home, struggling to make it up this hill at the moment as I have no boost whatsoever. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully I got a couple of decent pulls on the new turbo for you to check out. When I edit the video, I'll check that. And I'll definitely leave the clip in where the intercooler piping popped off, so that's always good to get a nice fail. But yeah, so wrap the video up here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, and put any comments you have down below. And I'll catch you guys next time.